Well, here's something. Is divorce contagious?
Well, there's more and more evidence that if this is going on in your social circle, it may be.
Dr. Viviana with Houston Relationship Therapy is here. You got to explain this divorce domino effect. Is it a thing?
So I don't know if you've ever been around people who are getting a divorce, or maybe you start to get a little bit like, oh my gosh, could this be us? Similar to when someone passes unexpectedly, like, oh my gosh, how could this happen to me is the question. Could this happen to me? And I think for a lot of people they don't realize, but up to 75% of people will say that they consider and are more likely to get a divorce if someone close in their social circle is going through one.
So what do you do? Because you want to offer support, but at the same time, if you're the person who's like, I don't want to go down this path, you want to also maybe distance yourself.
Well, 100%, you know I'm going to tell them, send them over to my practice, encourage them to seek that professional help. You are their friend, and you don't have the specialized training to help them through something that is so monumental, like making the decision of getting a divorce, just like you wouldn't getting them married. So I think it's really important to encourage them to do that consistently, especially if they haven't. Let them know that, you know, I can get you a phone number and just send them over my way.
Why is this a thing? Is it because you see your friend going through something and then sometimes you evaluate your own situation like, oh, maybe I'm overlooking something?
Or it's that you've been thinking about it and it's kind of lingering in the air and you're thinking, okay, maybe now's the time to strike. But unfortunately, most of these people, if they jump on this domino effect and on this bandwagon, they haven't addressed anything, and they're just going to hop into a dating pool, which we've heard is pretty awful. So they need to be dealing with it now. Stick with it now and figure it out.
He's the one of us in the dating pool
They
right
say
now.
the dating pool has pee in it. I'm not sure.
Make sure we get through these other ones really quickly. So support their self-care efforts, empathize without passing judgment, and set boundaries to protect your own relationship. Because I would think if your friend is now footloose and fancy-free, they need somebody to go out with. You're out acting single with them, and it can accidentally lead that for yourself.
Skip the cocktails, go on walks, encourage them to have new hobbies. Maybe they'll meet somebody new in that place, but then also with the not getting yourself into it, make sure you're not only talking about how awful relationships are anytime you're around somebody. You know, I think it's important to talk about the good and just stay away from it. If it's a no-fly zone to talk about this, don't talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. V, thank you. Have a happy Easter.
Thanks.
Coming up next, Chelsea's live with the dish on Black Restaurant.